Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, these seekers and sojourners of truth. The 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in the divine energy essence of it all. Always reporting to you live from nowhere other than 5D, the fifth dimension, the place to be. Stand up, stand up. Happy 1010 portal. For those of you who have been portaling through, you know I'm going to talk a little bit about the portal. For those who don't know about the portaling, I like to kind of catch us up. So as usual, let me take this light for a minute to, the ring light acting up. So we got to use whatever light we could get. So we're going to use this backup light right here. So with that, a lot has been going on, as you all know. We have the eclipses. We've had so much going on, and there is an echo of final to the beginning. If you've seen it, I've seen it on even different videos. I started to see them more now. Just a couple of videos I've been coming across after I did These Are the Final Days, I believe, post eclipse, like the final days into the new beginnings. And the new beginnings has been the theme pretty much. It's gonna be the theme this week because we're in a 10-month, the 10th month according to the Gregorian calendar. Of course, not what I go by for those of us who are in the 5D calendar, but as I always say, it's the masses that create the portal, so to speak, or because of where the masses are collectively, that is the, let's say, the main timeline of where things show up, right? And of course, on the new emerging timelines, with the new true timeline emergers, I want to call us, we have our own portals and timelines. There's so many, it's infinite, right? There's no set number. Infinite timelines for infinite lifetimes. That's the infinity of infinity into infinity and beyond and back again, right? So, and I know that sounded like a whole lot of infinity, but that's just life. Life, they should just have somewhere that says life equals infinity. I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt. It's mine, don't take it, okay? Life equals infinity. I might just start selling those t-shirts because this is the understanding that we need to have. So with all that said, I'm hearing this echoing of ending to beginning. I've seen many other videos, like I said, that were talking about the end to begin. They said it in different ways. Goodbye to hello. I've seen 2 videos that literally were labeled goodbye to hello. We're having goodbyes. We're releasing. This portal is really helping us release, especially in terms of communication, having effective communication. As you see, I'm in my blue again. Yes, I don't care how many times y'all see me in this. I love it, especially when I'm in my true blue. Thursdays are usually my throat chakra. For those of you who got the 5D calendar, you know what I'm talking about. You go to Thursday, you're gonna see it's blue. It's always the throat chakra day. So I'm expressing what needs to be expressed, and this is the true earth that we are stepping into. This is understanding the timelines that we're shifting as usual and how to shift through them. There are some things that have been coming up that I will share with you. Fear is a factor that has definitely been in the midst, that are keeping those in their limited mind and mental beliefs. And we're being called into our higher realms of ourselves, our higher self, our higher soul self. We're in the crown chakra season. Hello, we're crowning. So we're being asked to go higher into our higher selves and release. Utilize this portal to release what we need to let go. In order to have a new beginning, we have to let go of the endings, the old endings, right? And, ooh, I feel a drift. For those of you who don't know, I'm in South Florida, and so when this hurricane, I can't say little, it was little for us, but major for those in the middle of the state, it passed, and now it kind of left a bit of a chill, like a little bit of a minor cold front. Not too cold because I'm still like this, but I can feel the shift, right? I can feel the shift in the atmosphere, the shift in the air. So there's this little light breeze today that's kind of been a slight cold front, if you're paying attention to the weather, to the news in nature. So I digress. With that said, before I go any further, because I am talking about what needs to be changed, let me stick a pin on what needs to be happening. If you made it this far, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. If you don't know what to say, leave any emojis. Thank you for those who have been commenting and helping it to get to those who are in remote places. This is why we do this. Pay it forward, right? It's not for the, I don't do it for the love, the likes, the shares. It's really to help the algorithms, the energetic algorithms, to get to those who are coming online, who are stepping into their higher self, who are having soul ascensions, who are having ascension symptoms, who are feeling alone. You are not alone. Those who are amplifying on the light grid, those who are pioneering 5D or entering into 5D, welcome, right? Those who are walking into the new age, the Aquarian new age, all of that and the above, elevating in your soul's timeline, shifting dimensional timelines. This is what we're here for. And so the 1010 portal is really helping us to portal through that into the new beginnings. It's echoing where we were with the new moon eclipse that was at 10 degrees. Still new beginnings. We're seeing this one and this one again, which also can be looking like an 11, which is where Mercury was at the time at 11 degrees, right there, very close to the new moon at that time. Mercury being in Libra as well, so activating our south node in communication and effective communication and moving swiftly, which tells me we don't have the time that we think we have, right? That I've been saying, I've been finding myself say this to a couple of people lately, including today. We do not have the time. I'm going to tell you like I told them. We don't have the time that we think we have. You have all the time in the world to live infinitely however you choose to live. Understand that first and foremost. But know ye this, that we are gods in this earth that are here to express our divinity, right? That are here to express the Trinity and our divinity, or the Trinity within our divinity. If this is your mission and you are here to commit to it, we don't have the time that you think that we have to be playing around in wishy-washy, in straddling the fence, in giving yourself excuses and procrastinating on your soul's work, and delaying and denying and avoiding all of the above. We do not have time for that. We are in a space where it is saying the energies are forthright, they're forthcoming. It's very masculine type energy, I must say, with all these, you know, the ones. The 10 is like 1010. You see a 1 and a 1, which could also look like an 11. And this 1, for those of you who know, the 1 and the 10 is very masculine energy, very creative energy. It is for us to be creative. So it's bringing in this essence of the divine masculine to be responsible, a responsible divine masculine, able to respond to the truths, able to respond to the 0. Notice there's a 1 and a 0 with the 10, representing this new beginning that just came through the birth, right? The 10 comes after the 9, which is a spiritual completion. So after that 9 completion, you have birthed something and it's time to move. And this is no coincidence too that we're in the waxing phase. As all of this is happening, 1010 is happening while we are in the waxing phase, which is when it's time to take action. But in this particular space that we're in, it's not to jump in and take action right away. It is to bear witness to what needs to be done and the action that needs to be taken. If you are doing something, it is to be done at a very minimal, you know, space of activity, while activating, while warming up, while charging up, however you want to call it. It's not to be so active until right after this, you know, like after the 10, which on today is also, we're at a first quarter moon, half moon. For those of you who look in the sky, you may have seen a half moon, which is the first quarter after the new moon. And that is when, after the first quarter, is when you begin to become very active. The waning phase is about activity. The waning phase, not waning, excuse me, if I said that before, waxing up. The waxing phase is very active. It's very creative activity. Let me say it that way, creativity. And it is about that masculine energy, which is creativity and doing something. So as of the new moon, we were being asked to look at what must needs be done. Ready, set, go. It is time to begin taking action. And so the culmination of that kind of is what's being whispered or echoed throughout the 1010 portal. Don't move yet, but ready, set, go. It is to take this time to release. Look at what needs to be released. Look at what needs to be let go. Check it's checks and balances. Check your masculine energies within your chakras. That would be I'll tell you the ones that have been coming up for me, and I actually saw the confirmation in another video. Can't remember her name. I think it's Myra. It was so much confirmation because I was getting these colors already, the red and the yellow. I actually ordered a crystal, a copper, copper jewelry. I ordered a copper piece that had both the yellow and the blue. The tiger's eye for the solar plexus, and the lapis lazuli for the throat and the third eye, right? I was really getting it for the third eye, but the lapis lazuli is for the throat and the third eye. So little did I know, I was calling in these energies with the solar plexus and the throat, which go hand in hand, right? The throat is, and I'm saying this, whoever this resonates with, you're being asked to go into your solar plexus and look at your I am, your identity body. Who do you say you are, and who are you really? Do you know that you are a God? Do you know that ye are gods? And are you operating as such in a divine way? I don't mean God in the way that they talk about God. I mean God as in great order of divinity in which we are a part of. We are the divines within this divinity, right? And we are connected through spirit, via spirit, as we are all one. So do you know that, and are you operating as such? These are not the times to be following along with the old paradigms. It's time to break free from those in every which way. But you must know who you are, who and whose you are, right? And then the throat is the expression of that. This is why they work hand in hand. When you know who you are, then it is time to express it. And I'm not just talking about in your speaking. I'm talking about in your being, in who you are, in your essence of what you're doing, because what you're doing shows who you are being. The energy never lies, right? So it is to look at the compound, or the compound between the two, or the integration between the two, the solar plexus and the throat. And these are some masculine energies as well. And then there's also the root to be looking at. Look into the root. Some of us need to go really deep into our root in order to even access the information that we need in our solar plexus and our throat. If you're looking into your solar plexus and your throat, and I mean really looking in, because the chakras are the doorways to your mind, to your consciousness, to your soul. So I don't mean just literally looking at the chakra. Are you looking at through the doorway of the chakra and looking into your consciousness that it is attached to? In what way are you showing up in this part of your consciousness? And if you look in through that doorway and you don't see anything, then you may need to go to the root. The root is another masculine energy, and the root is, if you're in a deficit, you may really need to look at the root. If you look and you're not seeing anything, please go and look at your root. You may need to dig that deep in that masculine energy, right? So that's what's happening with that. There's so much. It's a whirlwind of things that are happening, and I really want to point out to you. One of the things that was coming up was also not being scared. Fear is the factor, is what I mentioned earlier. There's a fear factor that is happening in the energies. We must be wise in our ways. We must posture our hearts, right, and understand where we are. Posture your hearts in the truth. This is why the heart chakra is also needed to activate some things to go into your heart center, your energetic body. But we're being looked at. The fear is a factor through the opposition energy. And please know your enemies know everything about you. And you can also be susceptible to your enemies. And I'm not talking about the enemies that you know. I'm talking about the ones that you're not aware of. And I'm not doing doom and gloom, but I am showing you what is there, right? So there are these opposition energies, and we have, and I see it in tiers. Like I see it on many multiple levels, right? So it may be happening within your home. It may be happening within your community, within your family, and it just, the tears go out. Home, family, extended family, community, globally, you know, to humanity on so many levels. There are fear factors, right? This hurricane was a perfect example of that. That desperate energies are doing what they do to tap in through your fears. So please remember this. You are only what did it say? There's nothing to fear but fear itself. So whatever it is that you are worrying about, fearing, that is not even the problem. It's the fact that you have a fear that is the problem. It's as simple as that. So we must face our fears. This is why I said we have no time for avoidance, denials, any of that. There's no time for that. We have to face things head on. And as they come up, and I found myself explaining this to someone, so I'm going to share it with you. As things come up, please remember, and here's the strategy I'm going to give you so that you can minimize your emotional reactions and maximize your spiritual response, your response ability. As soon as something is happening externally, it is for us to face what that is externally, but not get caught up in it. Face it, meaning, let me say it this way, face it internally, right? You're seeing it, but face it internally. Mean go within. You're not going to be able to do anything on the external. Stop wasting time, energy, all of that. Time and space. Stop wasting that, right? Our go-to is going to be to go to self. And this is why the nodes were so important. This is why the South Node being activated was so important. We must go to ourself, and this is what it wanted us to do. South Node in Libra, go back into the past. Look in your relationships. Look at how you show up. It doesn't matter about what happened on the outside. Like, we really got to look at it like this, and this is how I explained it. I don't have time. I'm going to tell you like I tell me when I look in the mirror. I don't have time for this. So whatever's going on the outside, quicken yourself to it. It is only an indication of something that is happening within me. Stop playing around with the external and go directly to the internal. So whatever is showing up, whatever the name is that you gave it, it is you. I know it may seem unfair. It may seem like hell nah, but it's a hell yeah. It's you. And take the time to find out how it is you. Because it's not you in the way that you're seeing it on the outside, but we don't have time to figure that out. We don't have time to play around with what it looks like on the outside and how it's showing up on the outside. We must go within. We must utilize our time wisely and go within while we're in this window, Pluto within Capricorn, that is really allowing us to look at the re-look and respect the death to rebirth revelations, which is the echo again to goodbye, hello. Goodbye, hello. There's a goodbye that is happening in order for the hello to come forth, in order for that greeting, in order for that sunrise to come. The sunset has to happen. So allowing that to let go right? Let me not get too far off. Let me stay focused on what it is that I am instructing or sharing with you and how to face this. So whatever comes up, let me get back to that. Whatever that comes up, do not waste time on the external. Immediately grab it, face it, and go within. The only reason why I'm saying face it, you're really going to face it internally, but you have to face it externally first, meaning you have to admit to what it is. Because people are stuck in avoidance and denials, and we don't have that kind of time. So the moment it shows up, don't just dismiss it. Don't be in la la land. Some people are on spiritual highs and too busy living in love and light that they don't want to look at the shadows that are wreaking havoc in the dark places in their souls. So they need to shine the light in the dark places. Everybody just can't be in the light, right? We have to understand that we are the light. We carry the light, and it's for us to bring the light into the dark places, not run from the dark, but bring the light into the dark places. That's what it looks like when I'm saying face it. Don't just say, oh, that's dark, I don't want to go there. No, it has to be, oh, that's dark, let me come near. Let me be there. I am the light. Let me walk through this darkness. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That is what that means. You are the light that has to walk through that valley of shadows. And so the shadows are falling all away. But it's not going to just fall off, lest you respect it, meaning relook at it, identify it. And once you do, address it internally. There's nothing to do out there. Do it all in here. Find where you show up. Find how you are being disgraceful, right? I'm just throwing words out there. Let's say something happens and you say, oh, this is disgraceful. Then guess what? You are disgraceful in some way, shape, or form. And the idea, remember, life is a reflection. They're only holding the mirror up to you so that you can see where you are disgraceful and that you can remove that. We cannot have a true release and a true removal unless we can identify it. I'm being very true to this right now, right? So I'm sharing this with you because this is how we're going to evolve. This is how we're going to step into the next limelight, so to speak. I don't know why that word came. It's like step into the limelight, right? In order for us to get into the limelight, which I'm hearing that's like green light, get into the green light, we have to really embrace our journey and realize that this part of the journey is, it's like we're at a fork in the road. It's very pivotal, and we have to make the right decisions, and the energies are not playing with us, and we do not have the kind of time that we think. I literally was telling the person today that you have until the end of November. A lot of us have until the end of November to really gather what we need to gather to, and this has to do with the Pluto revelations, the death to rebirth revelations, as it regards to that, with London bridges falling down and everything around us in the old paradigms that are shaking and quaking and falling down and no longer serve us, but we have to see that it doesn't serve us. That is falling away, and we must see it within this window, right? After that, it's going to move back forward. It's going to jolt us back forward with new revelations, new death to rebirth revelations back into Aquarius. So a return to what happened in January and March of 2023, right? It's going to kick back into gear with that, but how it kicks back into gear is determined by how you sink the clutch. Those of you who drive manual, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, how you get into that gear, whether smoothly or going like when I've been talking about those getting fried on the grid, you know, if you sink the clutch correctly, that determines how you will slide into the next gear. So if you're not getting rid of if you haven't been practicing soul excavation, if you have not been practicing shadow work, then it's going to be a little bit harder for you. And if you're not willing to look at it at all, it's definitely going to be harder for you. So this is a time where whatever has been shown to you, I'm going to say again, please stop playing with it. Take that information very wisely and do something different. Honor your I am, who you are in your solar plexus, and shine that light very brightly so that it can be risen up into your high heart and up into your throat, where it really needs to connect in your expressions in how you are being in this world, right? Which ultimately will unlock what it needs to unlock in your crown. Boom, beams of light that you're sending out and receiving. The more you send out is the more you receive. You got to kind of look at it like we're uploading into the mothership, the universe, right? So whatever we release, we're letting go into the universe, and the universe knows what to return to us. Based on what we're uploading, that determines what type of downloads we will be getting, right? Some of you are getting major downloads right now because of how much you have been uploading, how much you have released in your uploads. Your uploads tell the universe, connect to the universe what's already happening. How much have you released, right? You're not fooling anybody by telling somebody what you have and haven't released, because it's unspoken. It's all energetic. Everything is energetically being handled right now, as it's always been. But we're so evolved right now. It's happening at such an accelerated pace. It's happening knowingly at this invisible realm, right? In the realm of receptivity, which is the zero, in the feminine energy, in the invisible, in the spiritual. It's happening so much at that rate. So yeah, there's a lot that's going on, and I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do another video about there's something about the heart chakra, and while we're within this crown chakra season, and I'm gonna speak differently about that in regards to, you know, utilizing the heart in the way that we need to. But right now, as I see it, it's these two chakras that we're looking at in unlocking something. From what I'm getting from it is, if you utilize these two chakras correctly, you tap into these masculine energies of creativity, you unlock something that clarifies, that brings clarity and really opens your crown, right? I mean, it's already open. A lot of crowns are open right now, but when I say open, I really mean the connection that brings you into total connectivity through your crown. And you'll see this connectivity on many ways, right? And so the portal, you know, bringing it back to the portal is what's really helping us. The new beginnings being echoed. New beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. Enlightenment, enlightenment, enlightenment. But remember, before that, it's also saying endings, 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 right? Demolition, demolition, destruction, before you can be enlightened and enter into that new beginning and enter into this new earth. This new beginning is the birth of a new earth inside of you. And a lot are giving, that was another message I was getting even yesterday, today, the hurricane was coming through, about there's a birthing that's taking place. And this is the laboring. Some of you have been feeling the laboring and the contractions and the pushing, and how you have your contractions are determined by you. It's determined by how you do your breathing. All right. Again, it's like the clutch. It's like how you shift into the gears is determined by how you sink the clutch. How much you gain is determined by how much you're willing to release. Right? All of that is happening simultaneously. It's all determined by what you are releasing and letting go. So I invite us to do that. Take the opportunity. Do not let any fear factors get to you. And I'm going to say this one last thing and close out with that. There was a dream that I had that I want to share with you all, where there was a line of people. There was a line that was following these people that I want to say looked like handlers. And I wasn't in this line, and I knew what it was. I saw what was happening, and they could not conform me. And I would not bow to them, and they couldn't. They had, it's like everyone was moving in this line that looked like an L shape, and everyone had to stay in it, and they were trying to intimidate me, these handlers, but I would not cow back or cow down. And I face them head on, and I would say to them, you know, I know who you are and I know who I am, and I knew they could not touch me, and they were big and they were intimidating, and the people in the line were looking at me like, you know, like, what is she doing, you know? And I'm looking at them like, you know, they know not themselves, but I wasn't even thinking that. I'm just kind of looking at them like, why are you in this line? And I'm speaking up and speaking out, and I'm just like, I'm literally fussing these people out and telling them I know myself and I don't have to listen to them over and over. And then as they became more intimidating, it's like I knew that they couldn't touch me. There's a certain covenant that you're under when you're in this knowing. You're in this covenant. This is the Ark of the Covenant. You are in the Ark of the Covenant. See, a lot of people don't know what that Ark is. That's the dome that you are in. Your wise dome, which is your crown, your wise dome that you are under. That is within your, you are within your own auric field, within your own dome that houses your auric field. And that's your ark that you're under, your Ark of the Covenant. And so I'm under my covenant, and I'm like, you can't. I know, I didn't even threaten them. I didn't tell them what they can't do, but I knew that they couldn't touch me. And I knew that they knew that I knew who they were and who I am and what they could and could not do. But even though they knew that I knew that, they still needed to act tough and intimidate because they needed the others to believe it. It wasn't for me. It's like, I get it. The more they were in my face, it wasn't for me because they couldn't touch me, and they know that I knew they couldn't touch me. But the people in the line needed to be subordinate, so to speak, and they needed them to stay like them. And the more I spoke up, the more it became a problem, right? And at the same time, I had to realize another lesson in this is I had to realize in my flesh, it's possible that they could possibly touch me. It's like spiritually, I know they can't touch me. I'm eternal. I'm infinite. Even if they take my flesh, they can't kill me. So it's like there's no fear. There you go. They sense it. I have absolutely no fear. But there is a part of me in my flesh that is also saying, be warned though. Like there's a part of me that is like, they may just breach that contract or breach that covenant. Not that we have a contract, but they know they can't cross a certain line. I know that they may be bold enough to breach it just to prove a point, depending on how desperate they get pushed to. So in that, I had to also still be wise in what I'm doing. I move without fear for myself. But what would be the greatest fear is if I shake the people out of the line. And I'm not scared of them that either. So what happened is this was the part that showed me my power. I started to say to them as I was cussing them out that I know myself, know thyself. And when I said that, they kind of froze or like glitch, like, oh snap. And I knew that that was the problem for them, and it was the power for me. The power, and I say this for those who have ears to hear, the power is know thyself. When you know thyself, nothing can stop you. Not even them, not even the people. And when I saw that that was the power, I started to say it while pointing to those in the line. Know thyself, know thyself. I know myself, and you just need to know thyself, because I know thyself is what I was saying to them, because I know thyself. And I'm saying it, but I'm pointing to them in the line, and the ones that I point to, it's almost like a glitch again. And I see where they kind of like, it's like when you look like, where am I? But they stay in the line. They don't come out. And what I get from that is that although some people are hearing people like myself that are saying, know thyself and do these things and do that, and they hear what's right and wrong, but they're so committed to the lines that they're in, they don't know anything else. And what I sensed in that is that there is a fear. What I sensed in that is they can't come out because of the fear. They're also looking at me like they don't know if they have what I have, the power in me to know that I know that I know. They're not sure if they have that sense of knowing to step out in that manner. So they stay where they are because they see my power, but they're not sure if they have that. So even though I say know thyself, and it does something to them, they stay in their corner. They stay where they are. And I say this to those of you who are like me, that are out there trying to wake people up. People are only going to come to the degree in which they know themselves, and they have to know that they know that they know, without a shadow of a doubt, and without any fear factors, and with no fear of what may happen to their flesh, because that's the kind of no fear that I have. Not that I don't think something could happen. I'm not ignorant. They probably very well can do something to me. But you can't kill my spirit. And I understand that infiniteness all too well. When you know your infinite existence, there can be no fear. And so I say that so to put power, and I'm saying it, I'm going to say it to you and point to you like I did in my dream. Know thyself. Let me look right at the camera. Know thyself. Know thyself. In all ways, in all manners, in all facets, know thyself. Especially in here, and in here, not the superficial self. Into the depths of your soul, know thyself. Know why you are here. Know where you have come from. And I mean multiple lifetimes, where you have come from. Know where you have come from in the multiple timelines in this lifetime. How far have you come? Know thyself and know where you are going. Know why you are here, why you have chosen to be here. Remembering that you are part of the remembering, and that you have chosen because you are chosen. You are chosen because you have chosen. The chosen of the chosen few. So allow this to be your call, your true blue call, like my Blue Jays was calling out. Allow this to be the call of faith that brings you to step into your soul's design, your cosmic design, and the desire of your spirit to walk into your soul's incline. This is for us all, for those who choose to infuse with the light on the light grid, rather than to refuse it and get fried on the grid. Alright, so that is what I share with you all. Of course, there's more. I'm still moving and shaking and moving a lot of things, but I wanted to take this time out, especially on 10/10. You'll probably see this the next day, but I started it at 10/10, and when I could have some time. I'm in the midst of traveling, so the next time that you may see me, if I don't do one more, will be in the beautiful islands, and I will have some more for you. So with that said, again, is that all? If there's more, I can always give more in another video. But thank you for those who have been here. Thank you for those who have been stepping into their soul work and making the changes. I applaud you all. It is not easy, but it is for those who are okay with doing the difficult things, right? It's simple. It's not easy, but it is. For those who are up for it. Like, just do it. Just get it done. Nike, do it. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. And share, comment if you dare, subscribe, hit the notification, whatever you got to do to help the energetic algorithms continue to get to others. Remember the 5D calendars, y'all. 5D, I'm mailing out this week's shipment, and then that's it until I can make arrangements otherwise. So get into your 5D corner near you. Those of you who have ordered, it's coming to you, except for Rhonda Calvin, I am, and Stacy Holding, because I did not get your information, so I don't know where to send it. So with that, love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart, right here, right here, right here. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Light up in your solar plexus. Get into your true blue and express the true you. Be true to you in all ways. Peace, love, and light.